Have you ever felt like your bed has a gravitational pull stronger than a black hole? You're not alone. Today, we're unraveling the mystery of why getting out of bed feels like an Olympic sport, and how you can transform into an early riser with boundless energy. Buckle up, because we're about to challenge everything you thought you knew about waking up. The struggle to leave the comfort of our beds is a universal human experience, yet it's rarely addressed with the depth it deserves. We often chalk it up to laziness or lack of willpower, but the truth is far more complex. Our relationship with sleep and waking is intrinsically tied to our biology, psychology, and even our evolutionary history. The science of sleep inertia. Sleep inertia, that groggy feeling upon waking, isn't just a minor inconvenience. It's a physiological state that can impair cognitive and motor performance for up to 4 hours after waking. This phenomenon is rooted in our brain's transition from sleep to wakefulness, involving complex neurochemical processes. During deep sleep, our prefrontal cortex, responsible for decision-making and self-control, is essentially offline. When we wake, it takes time for this crucial brain region to boot up. This lag explains why hitting the snooze button feels almost involuntary. But here's the kicker. Repeatedly succumbing to sleep inertia by snoozing can actually exacerbate the problem. Each time you drift back to sleep, you're restarting the sleep cycle, potentially plunging back into deeper stages of sleep. This makes the next awakening even more challenging, creating a vicious cycle. Circadian rhythms and chronotypes. Your struggle to wake up might not be entirely your fault. Chronotypes, our natural inclinations towards specific sleep-wake cycles, are largely genetically determined. While society often glorifies early risers, about 40% of the population has a later chronotype, making early mornings genuinely challenging for them. Understanding your chronotype can be a game changer. If you're naturally a night owl, fighting against your biology by forcing early mornings might be counterproductive. Instead, consider restructuring your day to align with your natural rhythms when possible. However, for those who must adapt to earlier schedules, there's hope. Circadian rhythms can be gradually shifted through consistent exposure to light and strategic meal timing. This process, known as circadian entrainment, can help align your internal clock with your desired schedule. The psychological battle. Waking up isn't just a physical challenge, it's a mental one too. The moment of awakening is often accompanied by a flood of thoughts about the day ahead, which can trigger stress responses. This psychological onslaught can make staying in bed seem like the only safe option. To combat this, we need to reframe our relationship with mornings. Instead of viewing them as the start of daily struggles, we can train ourselves to associate mornings with positive experiences. This isn't about forced positivity, but rather about creating genuine reasons to look forward to waking up. Practical strategies for easier awakenings. 1. Light exposure. Light is the most powerful Zeitgeber time giver for our circadian rhythms. Expose yourself to bright light immediately upon waking. Consider using a dawn-simulating alarm clock that gradually increases light before your wake time. 2. Temperature regulation. Our body temperature naturally drops during sleep and rises as we wake. You can hack this system by setting your thermostat to start warming your room about an hour before you want to wake up. This mimics the natural temperature rise associated with waking. 3. Gradual wake up. Instead of jolting awake to a harsh alarm, use a sleep cycle app that monitors your sleep stages and wakes you during a lighter stage of sleep within a set time window. This can significantly reduce sleep inertia. 4. Hydration. Dehydration can exacerbate feelings of grogginess. Place a glass of water by your bed and drink it immediately upon waking. Some people even swear by adding a pinch of salt to their water for quicker hydration. 5. Movement. Incorporate gentle stretching or yoga into your wake-up routine. This doesn't have to be strenuous. Even simple movements can help increase blood flow and wake up your body. 6. Scent. Leverage the power of your olfactory system. Certain scents like peppermint, citrus, or rosemary have been shown to increase alertness. Consider using an essential oil diffuser that starts releasing these scents shortly before your wake time. 7. Cognitive engagement. Engage your brain immediately upon waking. This could be through puzzles, reading, or even having a prepared list of things you're looking forward to that day. 8. Reward system. Create a morning ritual that you genuinely enjoy. This could be a special breakfast, time for a hobby, or even just a few minutes of peace before the day begins. The key is to give yourself something to anticipate. The role of evening habits. Waking up easily isn't just about what you do in the morning, it's heavily influenced by your evening habits. Here are some often overlooked factors. 1. Blue light exposure. While most people know to avoid screens before bed, few realize that even brief exposure to blue light can reset your circadian rhythm. Consider using blue light blocking glasses in the evening, even if you're not looking at screens. 2. Eating patterns. Late night eating, especially of high-carb foods, can disrupt sleep quality. Aim to finish your last meal at least 3 hours before bedtime. If you must eat later, opt for foods rich in tryptophan, like turkey or nuts, which can promote sleep. 3. Evening exercise. While exercise is generally beneficial for sleep, the timing matters. High-intensity workouts too close to bedtime can be stimulating. However, gentle yoga or stretching in the evening can actually improve sleep quality. 4. Mental offloading. Many people struggle to sleep due to racing thoughts about the next day. Implement a brain dump routine where you write down tasks, worries, and ideas before bed, effectively clearing your mind for rest. 5. Consistency. Your body thrives on routine. Try to maintain consistent sleep and wake times, even on weekends. This regularity reinforces your circadian rhythm, making both falling asleep and waking up easier over time. The power of incremental change. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to become early risers is attempting drastic changes overnight. This approach often leads to failure and discouragement. Instead, focus on incremental changes. Start by waking up just 15 minutes earlier than usual. Once this feels comfortable, move it another 15 minutes earlier. This gradual approach allows your body to adapt without shock and is more likely to result in sustainable change. Mindset shift. From discipline to self-care. Often, the struggle to wake up is framed as a battle of willpower. However, this adversarial approach to our own bodies and needs is counterproductive. Instead, try viewing good sleep habits and waking practices as acts of self-care. When you prioritize sleep and create a wake-up routine that serves you, you're not just disciplining yourself, you're honoring your body's needs and setting yourself up for success. This shift in perspective can make the process feel less like a chore and more like a gift you're giving yourself. Waking up early with energy isn't about forcing yourself into an unnatural state. It's about understanding your body, respecting your needs, and creating an environment, both physical and mental, that supports your goals. Remember, the journey to becoming an early riser is personal and unique. What works for one person may not work for another. Be patient with yourself, stay curious, and be willing to experiment. With time and consistency, you can transform your mornings from a dreaded battle into a cherished part of your day. So, are you ready to redefine your relationship with mornings? The power to change is within you, waiting to be awakened. Your journey to energized mornings starts now. Rise and shine.